So this week's responding to your comments is all about bloating. Star half and half asks, hey Abraham, please make a video on how to get rid of bloating. I need it badly. Well, what are we waiting for? Hit that like button if you're fired up for this video and let's begin. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do right now if you are bloated, so tip number one is you need to have a cup of warm water, okay? It sounds simple, but trust me, it is so effective at helping digestion, helping break down food, and reducing that discomfort that we all get from bloating. Now, moving swiftly onto tip number two, you need to chew with your mouth closed. Not only are you gonna have excellent manners, but it also prevents you from swallowing air. And I know you probably think, I don't swallow air, but believe me, we all do. And this swallowing of air happens even more when we're eating really, really quickly. So you need to close the mouth, eat slowly, prevent swallowing air, and believe me, that bloating is gonna go. Okay, so moving on to tip number three, you need to avoid carbonated fizzy drinks. Here's what happens. You have your drink, it goes into your stomach. As soon as it hits the acid, it releases carbon dioxide, which causes what? Bloating, all the things that we don't want. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna stick to water, preferably warm water, which I spoke about earlier. Okay, so let's move on to tip number four. Certain foods can cause excessive wind production. So what we're talking about beans, onions, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. I'll leave a larger list in the description below. So here's what you're gonna do. You need to try and cut them down. So if you're having loads of these types of vegetables, you need to try and cut them down and see if it benefits you. Obviously, replace them with other vegetables so you're still maintaining your 5 a day of fruit and vegetables. So moving on to tip number 5, this one is a real game changer for bloating. I always recommend this one to my patients. It helps to reduce the amount of gas in the gastrointestinal tract and help to reduce the bloating. It basically helps get that gas moving to reduce the bloating symptoms. So tip number 5 is this, it's no secret anymore, you're gonna do some light exercise. And by light exercise, I mean walking, just a bit of walking after you've had some food. It's nice and light, but it's gonna get that gas moving. Studies have shown it to be very effective at getting that gas moved out of the system and helping relieve those symptoms. And trust me, my patients are forever thanking me for telling them about this one. Moving on to tip number 6, food intolerances. The main culprits for this are usually wheat or gluten or dairy products, okay? Best thing to do is to keep a food diary, write your symptoms, write what you've had, and start to see if there's any correlation. And if you do end up finding any correlation, start to reduce those foods, see if there's any improvement. However, I wouldn't recommend removing an entire food group without speaking to your healthcare professional. So if you start to see some improvement, speak to your healthcare professional about it. So I guess you are now a bloating pro, but please do remember, there are situations where you should seek medical attention if you have bloating. I'm gonna leave a really nice list in the description below, so please do read it. As I always say, always remember you're awesome, and I will see you next week.